welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a chatty video answering a comment that one of you guys had put in one of my previous videos. I just thought it was an interesting comment and I want to chat about it and use a palette that I put on my list of palettes I regret not buying. So if you're interested, just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I love to talk about new makeup releases, try new eyeshadow palettes, have swatch parties, and I also have a monthly haul series. I do an anti-haul series as well as a ranking series. So if all that sounds interesting to you, highly recommend subscribing. I do upload every other day, so you do get quite a bit of content from me and I would hate for you to miss it. Without further blabbering, let's get into it. So I just want to start off with a disclaimer. I'm reading this comment. It's not meant to hate on this person or anything like that. I 99.999% of the time try to respond in a very positive way to my comments, even if it's something that was meant to be mean or people are being sarcastic. I always try to err on the side of caution and think that they're coming from a good place, even though they're probably not. Anyway, I just thought this comment was really interesting. I don't remember what video it was from or anything like that. I just screenshotted it and I thought it was an interesting comment. So before I read you guys the comment, let me show you the palette. So we're gonna be playing with the Of Quartz palette. And you guys know me, I'm not really into cool tones, but something about the marketing photos of this palette like really got to me and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I kind of feel like it's giving me like the Mandalorian palette vibes, but it's definitely more of a cool tone kind of palette. And I really want to pair it with these shadows that I got from Divina. So I am going to be filming a swatch party video with these, but these are the Moonscape collection from Divina Cosmetics and they're like liquid metal. So I thought I would throw on some of the mattes from this palette, pair it with this, and make a look for you guys. My base makeup is done. I will show you what else is on my face once I finish this look. You guys know the drill here. My eyes are already primed, etc, etc. Okay, so let me read you guys the comment because I thought this was interesting. One thing I don't understand is why don't companies send small YouTubers PR? It doesn't have to be much, I'm speaking for myself, but it's very hard to buy anything when you don't have the funds to do so. It would truly help small YouTubers to at least do a video on a product that they would send you. The larger YouTubers already have so much makeup that they can't get to them all because it's so much. I just wish they would change that part. Have a great day. So, very sweet comment. I totally understand where they're coming from because I don't have a big channel at all, but I definitely understand that I have a somewhat decent sized channel. It's not even like a big channel. It's not a big channel. I still consider myself a micro influencer. I don't know what the actual like parameters are like subscribers wise, but I consider myself a very tiny small blip in a very big ocean. So I totally understand this person's frustration. So I feel like there's many different parts, there's many different angles to approach the question of why don't companies send small YouTubers PR. I'm gonna answer this from like my perspective because obviously I can't speak for anybody else. But the way I see it is it's hard for me to get recognized by a really big brand because of the size of my channel and there's so much content. Beauty YouTube is very oversaturated. I have a video that I created. It's a chatty video like this one where I'm talking about reasons not to start a YouTube channel in 2022. And one of my big reasons is that beauty YouTube is very oversaturated. If you want to start a YouTube channel, go right ahead. But if you want to start a beauty channel on YouTube and you're expecting your channel to blow up, I mean, it could happen. You could have one viral video and your life could be changed, but I mean, I don't think that's going to happen to me at least. So let me try and just talk about it from my perspective, because I feel like if I try to speak in general, it's not going to make sense and people are going to get upset. So from my perspective, I think that it's hard for me to get recognition from bigger brands, like the big ones. Like I'm talking like Morphe, Too Faced, like the big brands with the big gondolas at Sephora or Ulta. Like one I would really love to be on a PR list is ColourPop. I would love to be on Huda's PR list because I love Huda Beauty. I would love to be on Pat McGrath's PR list, but you know, it takes a lot of work to get recognized by those brands. So big brands, I don't see them sending somebody with a channel my size PR. And for indie, I think that they have limited budgets, so they have to be very considerate of the PR they send. I do feel like indie brands do send out a lot of PR, and I do think they do send out a lot of PR to smaller YouTubers because they feel like it's better to send it to somebody small that'll actually focus on it than send it to a bigger YouTuber that maybe will show it in a PR haul for 2.3 seconds and they won't know the brand, they won't know the name of the palette, and it really won't get that much recognition. Whereas if you send it to somebody like me, you know, I might make a video on it, I might do a dedicated video on it if it's a palette that I think that my audience would really be excited about or I'm really excited about. So I think that brands are taking a gamble. I think with a channel my size, it's easier to get noticed by a smaller indie brand. So hopefully that kind of covers that part of the question of why don't companies send small YouTubers PR? Well, they do. It's just that it takes time for you to either get recognized if it's a big brand, or with an indie brand, it takes time to get recognized because there's so many YouTube channels. Like there's so many YouTube channels, beauty specific, and it's really hard to stand out. I feel like a lot of the times I get PR because I've made a connection with an owner of a brand, or they've seen something that they connect with on my Instagram stories, or they've watched my channel and they want to send me something. But it's so hard, and I get the frustration, but I also have to see it from a brand's perspective where there's 1,000, 10,000 other people out there doing the exact same thing I do. So it's not a you thing. If you're not getting PR, it's not because it's a you thing. It's just because how can one person or an indie brand or a small team keep up with all of the people that are out there with beauty channels? I think that's why it's so important for subscribers to, you know, tag their favorite creators in their new favorite makeup release. You know, tag creators in, you know, brands' PR search things, or just like mention it in the DMs or share creators' work, because brands are watching, but you know, there's only so much you can do even as a brand. So I think that it helps a lot when subscribers recognize their favorite creators to brands. So if you have a small channel but you have a loyal audience, you know, mention it to them. Say, hey, you know, I would love to be on this brand's PR list. Can you guys tag me in their posts or something like that? I mean, I don't ever do that, and now I'm wondering why. Like, hey, if you guys know, like, I really want to get on the ColourPop PR list, like, feel free to tag me in the comments. You know, you never know what might happen. But I know I've had a few brands send me things because people have tagged me in the comments saying like I'm one of the YouTubers they would love to see the palette with, like, you know, send Karen the palette because we want to see the swatches, or we really like her makeup style or her skin tone or something. So I think that is kind of some of the things I would do if it's really important to you to get things in PR. Now, the next part of this comment is, it doesn't have to be much, but it's very hard to buy anything when you don't have the funds to do so. This is where I'm going to sound really harsh, but if you don't have the funds to buy makeup, then maybe you shouldn't have a beauty channel, or maybe you shouldn't have a review channel. Like, maybe it should be something else. Like, you could still do makeup, but maybe you want to do more like new makeup release type videos. Maybe you want to look at people whose channels are doing well that don't buy all the new makeup. Like there's Project Panners, there's people that have really good like Chatty videos, like even some of the bigger YouTubers, they don't buy all the makeup, but they've gotten really good at creating videos with not buying too much product. One that really comes to mind is Kelly Gooch and even Lauren May Beauty. Like I think both of them are really good at having kind of a minimal vibe, like not buy, but also creating content that is still interesting. And that's kind of something I'm trying to incorporate into my videos. Is I still love to buy makeup, but I also want to have a chatty aspect to it, because this quartz palette is so like last year, right? Nobody would probably watch this video if I titled it, oh, of course, like finally trying the of quartz palette. Like nobody cares. ColourPop's already launched like 80 other things, but I'm trying to give it that little twist by talking about something interesting to my audience. I know people love just like behind the scenes of YouTube. I saw this comment, I thought it was very interesting. So trying to give things a twist just to make it more entertaining. Because I did the whole new palette thing when I was pregnant, and that was just kind of the easiest thing for me to film. It was easy for me to do as part of my daily routine. I would get ready, put on the makeup, film the video, edit and upload. But now I feel like I can tell my audience is really sick of that. And so I'm trying to like do some new makeup, but also have a nice twist to it. So always like seek inspiration from others. Maybe you want to do TikTok, maybe you want to do Instagram. Like you don't have to, like if you don't have the funds, yes, it would be nice to get stuff in PR, but you can't rely on PR to keep your channel going. I don't think that's the best strategy. So that's kind of my advice on that, and even advice to myself. Like I'm talking about what I've done. Hoping that you get something in PR because you don't have the funds to buy makeup is not the best approach, in my opinion. Of course, you can disagree with me. I'm just telling you how it is for me. The other thing too, I think a lot of smaller YouTubers don't think about is PR isn't like a form of payment. And so this is interesting because PR isn't going to pay your light bill. PR isn't going to pay for your internet. So no matter how much PR you get, it's not going to help you pay your bills. So that aspect is important. Another thing too, I've seen with creators, and it took me a long time to understand this, non-affiliate codes, like they're great because it shows the brand that like people know who you are and you're bringing in people to their brand. But realistically, it's almost like a way to screw over small influencers because you're working for free. Does that make sense? Or you're getting a palette, but okay, and then you have a non-affiliate code, which I have non-affiliate codes too, and I want to mention them just because my audience gets a little incentive, but it's such a tricky balance. Like it's so hard to balance between affiliate codes and non-affiliate codes, because where you're small, you still want to like show the brand like, hey, look at all these people that are buying with my code. But realistically, in the end, I feel like the brand wins because you're better off buying the palette and not promoting a code than having a code that you don't make any money off of, but the brand's making money, but not you. Why is that? Like, why is that? And I've even seen brands that do like bigger YouTubers get an affiliate code and smaller YouTubers get a non-affiliate code. And I don't really know how I feel about that. Like for me, I'm thinking like, okay, sure, you want to make money, you don't want to pay out for the smaller influencer. You know, why is that? What could be the reason for them wanting to give bigger influencers an affiliate code versus smaller influencers getting non-affiliate codes? I don't know, just things to think about out loud. So I basically just spent the last however many minutes blending in the zone, granite access, and then opaque on the outer corner, just so you guys know. And now I'm gonna try out one of the Davina shadows. So these are so stunning. I think I'm gonna go into the shade called Lucent Ray, which looks like this. And like I said, I swatched all of these, so if you want to see swatches, I will have a like Davina swatch party for you guys. I thought I would use it as an opportunity to create a reference for next time Davina has a sale, or if you want to see swatches of their stuff. But see, this is, it's like liquid metal. It's so pretty. It's flaky, so I did spray it. But how stunning are these eyeshadows? And there's 6 different colors, so I used a more gunmetal kind of looking shade because it goes with this quartz palette. But I promise you, the metallics in the quartz palette, there's no way they're gonna look as pretty as these Davina shadows. So I thought it would be fun to mix and match 2 new kind of makeup items that were in my collection that I didn't want to film like a dedicated video on. Okay, so let me see. Let me just make sure I talked about that. And then it would truly help small YouTubers to at least do a video on a product that they would send you. The larger YouTubers already have so much makeup that they can't get to them all. And I totally understand that. I totally understand that there are bigger YouTubers that get so much and they don't have time to make videos on them. But remember, big YouTubers, their like livelihood is on YouTube, and if they're just getting a free palette, like I said, they have bills to pay too. So they're not going to make a dedicated video on a palette because that's not going to pay their bills. Sure, there's AdSense money and stuff like that, but I understand now, having kind of done YouTube for a while, why bigger YouTubers and small YouTubers, I understand why YouTubers in general have sponsored content and they don't just review eyeshadow palettes for free. Like, I get it, because the production value is so high on those bigger YouTubers. I mean, some YouTubers have to pay editors. Like, imagine, like, if I had to pay somebody to edit my videos, I couldn't afford to have a YouTube channel, point blank, period. Like, there's no way I could afford it, because editors are expensive and, you know, it's a lot of work. I mean, I understand where small YouTubers are coming from. I understand why this person feels the way they feel, because I've felt all those things at some point or the other. Having gotten to know bigger YouTubers, I understand why things are the way they are. And I can understand that for some smaller creators, they might not have that same experience. They might not have somebody that has that back-end understanding. And so to them, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so unfair. Like, so-and-so YouTuber gets all the PR and they don't even make videos anymore, or XYZ thing. And it's frustrating. But, you know, that's where it comes down to, like, why did you start YouTube? Like, did you start YouTube to get free stuff? Because that might not always work out the way you thought. And like, for me, I'm so grateful to get the PR that I get, and it's wonderful, but it's definitely not like what I'm gonna, you know, focus my channel on is like PR stuff. I like to show what I like and brands I'm excited about, and if it happens to come in PR, that's a bonus because it's something I don't have to spend my AdSense on. But if I have to spend money because there's a palette coming out that I love, then I will. And if I don't have the money and I can't afford the palette, then I need to find a different concept, or you know, something I can like dupe the palette or create something that doesn't require me to buy makeup. But relying on getting on a PR list to further your channel, I don't think is the way to go. So I just thought that was a very interesting comment, and I definitely want to do more videos like this. When I see interesting comments on things, I'm like, ooh, I can talk about that. Like, I totally will. If you guys have any like interesting topics like that I can like chat about while I do my makeup, then please feel free to comment. I will definitely like keep you anonymous. I'm not trying to like call people out or anything. I just think it's incredibly interesting to talk about this stuff. So I have these little ColourPop palettes. I think they were on sale like back in the day for like $2 or $3. So I bought a bunch of them. And so, oh my gosh, my friend let me borrow her label maker. And so I've been like sorting my Davina shadows by collection in the hopes of trying to get more use out of them. But isn't that so cute? Like, oh my gosh, it just totally made my day to have them labeled like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and put some mascara on and all the things, and I will be right back to show you guys the final look. Okay guys, so here is the finished look. I am just like really feeling the pink right now. Me and Freya are actually matching, which is so fun for me. So let me tell you really quick what else is on my face. So I am using my favorite new foundation, my NARS. This is the Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Syracuse. This is my winter shade. My NARS concealer in the shade Caramel. So good. That's like my go-to combination lately. On my lips, I have two things. I have ColourPop lip pencil in BFF. I thought like a more nudie, cool tone pink. And then the liquid lipstick from Colored Rain. This is Mauve Rose. So that is my lip combo for this look. Next, I did use this ZZ Cosmetics mascara. It has like a iridescent glitter in it, which is kind of cool. I don't use this a ton, but I thought it would look really pretty with the sparkly Divina shadow. And then as far as face products, I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, this Tinkerbell Super Shock Cheek in the shade Darling. And then from Estate Cosmetics, I'm wearing their Eclipse highlighter, which is exactly the same, I think, as the ColourPop Super Shock highlighters, but this one was sent to me and I think it's beautiful. So those are all my face products for today. As far as the eyeshadow palette, I think this is really pretty. I only use the mattes, but I definitely am happy I grabbed this. I just think this is such an interesting color story, and I've been so into cool tones lately that it's nice to have this affordable option from ColourPop. So I would love to see like a green cool tone palette from them. I think that will be super cool, but yeah, who knows? By the time that this video goes up, they probably already announced like 80 other eyeshadow palette launches, so I'm sure that there's something there that I might want. Yeah, this is the look, and I love the Divina shadow. I'm definitely going to be playing with my new Divinas on my channel as well. And like I said, I did film swatches of all the new shadows I got from them, so make sure you're subscribed so that you can check out that video when it's posted. As far as the discussion during my makeup application, I just want to say again, I'm not trying to bash the person that left the comment. I just thought it was a very interesting comment because I know I've definitely felt like that at some points in my YouTube journey as well. And now that I've seen a little bit more of the back end of things, I realize why things are the way they are sometimes. And this is definitely a democracy. It's not a dictatorship. So if you guys have opinions you want to share, please go ahead and do so in the comment section. Just be respectful. We don't need to like be mean or anything, but we can have conversations, we can agree, we can disagree. If you guys have a point of view that you want to share, I love hearing from y'all. I'm really excited what you guys as viewers and maybe other content creators have to say on this topic, because I just think all the back end stuff is so fascinating, and there's still so much I don't know either, so it's always interesting to hear people's thoughts. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye guys!